Hey, it's Erin Smith of the Starters Club, and today I'm going to cover 4 very basic questions all around email marketing and how to do it effectively. Email marketing is your absolute bread and butter to everything. I don't care what your business is. Even when I was running my 2 local businesses, every time I'd send out an email campaign, I always had people book. It's that top of mind thing that you always want to be just in front of them and them, remembering you. So there's 4 very general things. These are going to be very basic things, but I get asked them all the time and I just want to cover them in this video. So the first one is consistency. How often do you send out an email? Now, this really depends on your business and it depends on the expectations you've set up. You could say, hey, sign up for my daily quote. I know Brian Tracy does that, and if you signed up for that, you better send him a daily quote. However, you just have to keep up with whatever you're setting those expectations to be. If it's once a week, then be consistent. I see people do this all the time. They send out an email and then they disappear off the face of the earth. And then what happens is when you send out another email, those people have no idea who the hell you are. And you want to always be top of mind. You want to be consistent. So it could be once a week, once every few weeks. I would never do anything less than once a month, but just set up those expectations and be consistent. I want you to be realistic about what you can do too, because it's better if you're doing every other week, but showing up every other week versus trying to do every week and then not being consistent. And it's really important you set up a schedule for yourself that's going to work. The next question I get asked is, what do you use? What service do you use for email marketing? Now there's a ton out there. There's 4 pretty basic, bigger ones, and that's MailChimp and Aweber. Those 2 fall kind of in the same category. They're a little bit harder to use, a little bit more smaller scale, and they're not going to give you quite the data that you need, but for starting, they're a great way to start, okay? I used Aweber. I was happy with them. Now the other 2 huge ones are Infusionsoft and Ontraport. Now those are going to be a little bit more robust. There's going to be expensive more, per month. So make sure your budget can handle something like that, but they give you some great insights, some great data. I'm an Infusionsoft geek. I love it, but I know a lot of people, it's a little crazy. I'm not going to lie to you. Now there's Constant Contact, iContact. There's all those different ones. Honestly, pick whatever's going to work for you. Just pick one, okay? It's totally up to you, but just pick one to get you started. Now the third question is to confirm an opt-in or not to confirm an opt-in. So if you are in Canada, this is a no-brainer. You have to confirm your opt-in, otherwise you're going to get fined. If you're dealing with people in Canada, good idea to confirm that opt-in. But honestly, for me, with the getting in spam folders all the time, I know you're going to lose people, and what I'm talking about on confirm opt-in. So somebody opts into your offer, right, or your email list, and before you start sending them emails, you get some sort of confirmation. They have to click something and say, yes, I want to receive emails from you. Now what happens is when you send out, so they sign up for something and then you send them the opt-in, some people won't actually confirm it, and you end up sitting, I have so many people in the kind of contact hell, I guess, or that place where the contact purgatory, I guess you could call it, where they're just sitting there waiting to be confirmed, but I can't keep emailing them, and I don't want to. But the reason why I think confirming is really important is because just because if you don't confirm and they're on your email list, that doesn't mean they're seeing your emails. It could be falling into their spam folder, and yeah, they're signed up, but they're not seeing anything. So that confirm is just that extra step to know they're people who really hopefully do want to see my emails, but they're hopefully seeing them. It's not going to spam because they've confirmed it, and if they want to see that, they've set that email so it doesn't go into spam. So it's completely up to you. Again, I would do it just to be safe, because you don't want to get people marking you as spam or saying, I never wanted your emails in the first place, because let's admit it, we've all been there where we've signed up for something, we didn't really know what we were signing up for, and then all of a sudden we start getting these emails from people we don't even know who they are, but we really did sign up for their list. And that leads me to the 4th question. How much do you brand on your emails? And this is like, how crazy do you get with the format? Now, I'm going to teach you a little lesson I learned. I thought I was really cool like Brendon Burchard. I love Brendon Burchard. And he didn't really do a lot of branding on his emails. It was more of a personal letter. And that's what I want to get from my emails that I send out. It's not just a blog post, it's not just a this, it's really a letter from me that hopefully you can learn something different by being strictly on my list. That's really what I want to get. I got the biggest compliment, I'm totally going off a little bit, but somebody sent me and they're like, I love your emails because I feel like I know you and I totally want to go have a drink with you one night. And it was not like hitting on me, but that's exactly what I want. I want people to get to know me and just know I'm a real person. So anyway, I figured, I'm not going to brand these. And so what happened was I did a whole webinar series. I did a whole bunch of Facebook ads into my list and required double opt-in, but I didn't have any branding. And so several weeks later, I was sending out emails about something else and people were marking me as spam. And you want to put a knife in my heart, just mark me as spam. I'm like, but I make you double opt-in and you're supposed to be here. You said you wanted to be here. But they were because I had no branding. And since I've switched my branding, that spam marking has completely stopped because they see me, they know it. It's nothing crazy, it's just the Starters Club. And honestly, I've noticed Brendon Burchard has just put a picture of himself down below too, just that little tiny piece of branding. So my point is, A, I'm not Brendon Burchard, okay? I don't have the numbers, I don't have the name recognition, which is totally fine, I'm not there yet. But B, you have to you don't have to do something crazy like the overproduced email newsletter, but just do something small so they can recognize you. They see, like you have some sort of recognition so they know the list they signed up for, they know who you are, they get to know you a little bit better, and then just be consistent around that. So just do a little bit of branding, put your picture, do something where they know who you are and they know where it's coming from, and you should be good. So with those 4 steps, hopefully that's going to get you started on the path to getting some email marketing going. Don't let this off to the side. Don't let your list just sit. That's the worst thing you can do. And then all of a sudden, like 20 months later, you're like, hey, everybody, it's me. Worst thing you can do. Be consistent. Set up a time frame that you can stick to. Do a little bit of branding. Honestly, there's so many that are effective, but use one of the major one or one of the ones that have a good reputation. And like I said, iContact, Constant Contact, Aweber, MailChimp, they're all there. They're all pretty inexpensive. And then really think about that double opt-in. Think about the meaning behind it. I recommend it just because, like I said, I want to know those people who are on my list versus going to a spam folder. So as always, this is Erin Smith of the Starters Club, where I believe everyone's got it in them to start a business. You just need to get started.